Hi, this is Valentin. I'm going to today share experience of starting the School of Economics at University of Maribor. And it is interesting that the professor said how economics is art of managing rare resources. And we are distinguishing between the free resources and manageable resources. The free resources are like air and water that we do not charge. However, even the water is partially a manageable resource because it is difference between the water that falls from the sky in shape of the rain, in form of the rain, or the water that is in our homes, and we can pour it through the like the tap water, because it needs infrastructure to be directed to our homes. And then he mentioned how, for example, Ireland wanted to, after they became independent country, wanted to prove to the world that they are very humane country, very liberal, better than England. And the water infrastructure in the Ireland was built by the Englishmen. So the Ireland has become the first country in the world that created a law, legislation, which provided the drinkable water for every citizen for free. So nobody charged water in Ireland. However, after tens of years of not charging for the water, nobody updated the water infrastructure. So now, for example, in Dublin, or the professor said this was the situation a couple of years ago where he visited Dublin. Dublin had very big problems with water supply because nobody updated, cared for the water infrastructure. And thus he concluded that this is the proof that if something does not belong to anybody specifically, so if something belongs to the people in general, then this subject becomes the responsibility of no one. And this is why it is thus important to have ownership of different things in this world, in order for the owners to have rights, privilege, and the responsibility to manage these things. And thus ownership is a necessary component of our society in order to function properly. However, what has not been realized within this is that there are different resources that are scarce, and of course resources are physical resources and non-physical resources, like intangible. One of the resources that is very appreciated in economics is also the knowledge. The knowledge, like in form of accumulated specialized knowledge, and also the knowledge in form of trademarks, which is also a very big value. However, there are also other resources that are intangible, not physical, but that we do ignore. For example, in regards to our own physical body, our own being, the resources are awareness. So, awareness is a kind of knowledge, a kind of resource that we can have, we can possess, we can have awareness, or we can not have awareness. And this is the primary resource that we are not taking care of, that we are not considering. So, if we compare this to this example of managing the water infrastructure, it is not need to particularly possess certain infrastructure by certain people or organization in order to manage it. We can have positions in the society where we place certain people with a responsibility to manage these resources. And those people do not necessarily need to possess the water infrastructure in order to manage it, in order to function within the responsibility of managing these resources. The resources can still be owned by everybody. It is just the decision. So this is what within the economic system there is not been an awareness about this fact. And awareness is the resource that is not being managed at all, because we are not paying attention to it. And what is awareness? Awareness is the realization of how things actually are. And what diminishes the awareness? The awareness is being diminished by our participation in our minds, in our thoughts, where we become separated from the reality, from the physical reality, and thus we lose our awareness. So, the economists will have to manage their own awareness in order to become responsible economists, in order to then manage the society with full responsibility. And this is what I would like to invite every economist to consider and to ask themselves, how much aware am I? Am I aware about the whole universe, about the whole existence, how it works? Where is here my own responsibility to properly care for my own awareness, to expand my own awareness, to keep my high awareness in order to be a responsible economist? So this is the point that I noticed, and this is what I consider to be important in order for our society to function more properly, better, to care for everyone equally, to distribute natural resources equally and fairly. My name is Valentin, student of the Business Economics at the University of Business and Economics in Maribor. Have a nice day.